Now, let us talk about vas difference in detail, like how does it loops over the urinary bladder and how does the three other glands meets the vas difference. So, we know that these are the testes. I'm just drawing one side, let's say draw two sides. So, this is what you call it as vas difference. Okay. So, vas difference is this, and then further it is forming the penis over here. Let's say this is the penis. Right. And this is the another area you can say, and this is the testes. So from the testes the vas difference comes out and then it forms a common tube over here, this way. And where does it loops over? So here is the urinary bladder. So urinary bladder के ऊपर से होके vas difference जाती है और अंदर की तरफ यूरिनरी ब्लैडर की डक्ट और ये जो वैस डिफरेंस है वो कॉमनली ओपन होते हैं. दैट्स व्हाट यू कॉल इट एज ejaculatory duct. But before it forms this ejaculatory duct in the penis, it over here three glands opens, right? So this is the urinary bladder. Now at this side you can find three glands. See, the first gland is this, that is seminal vesicles. The second gland is the bulbourethral gland, and the third one, the second is the prostate gland, and the third one is the bulbourethral gland. I am explaining you again. From the testes, the vas difference arises. It loops over the urinary bladder and enters the penis. But before entering the penis, there are three glands coming on the way, and which will pour its secretion into that ejaculatory duct. So which are those three glands? The first gland that comes is, so receive the duct of gland. Okay. So the first gland that comes is, we will write about the first gland, that is known as the seminal vesicle. And this seminal vesicle secretes a fluid called seminal plasma or seminal fluid. Okay, so it secretes seminal fluid. Okay, that forms 60% of semen. It is rich in fructose, vitamin C and other nutrients. So this is what you can say is the function of seminal vesicles. So ideally seminal vesicles will secrete its secretion that will provide nourishment to the sperms. So it provides nourishment to sperms. Now as this vas difference comes over here and the seminal vesicles opens over here, after this the duct is known as the ejaculatory duct. So after this, once the seminal vesicles opens into this vas difference, after this the vas difference, okay, plus duct of seminal vesicles, after this, what does it forms? It forms ejaculatory duct. Remember this. It forms ejaculatory duct. Now, if we talk about the second gland is known as, so what is the location of this prostate gland? It is located at the base of urinary bladder. So the location is at the base of urinary bladder, and it opens through several ducts. It opens through several ducts into what? Ejaculatory duct, because after this we'll call it as ejaculatory duct. And what does it secrete? It secretes milky secretion, milky yellowish whitish secretion, milky secretion that activates the sperms. So this is the second gland. The first gland is seminal vesicle. This is what we have described. Below that comes the prostrate gland, and then the third gland that comes here is this, that is known as the Cowper's gland or the bulbourethral gland. Let me tell you, this is paired, this is single, and then again it will come as paired. So the last gland that comes around is the bulbourethral gland. It is also known as the Cowper's gland. This is what I am talking about. Cowper's gland. Where is this located? This is located on the lateral side. So it is located on the lateral side. Or still you can write it at the base of the prostrate gland. And the function is to secrete alkaline fluid. Alkaline fluid that acts like lubricant during intercourse. Lubricant during intercourse. So we can say that these three are the glands. So first we have seen that, I'll just repeat it once again. The vas deferens on the both the side forms loop over the urinary bladder. It enters, over here enters the seminal vesicles, and from here, the further it is known as the ejaculatory duct. Then seminal vesicles will provide the nourishment to the sperms. Then comes at the base the prostrate gland. Prostrate gland will secrete the milky secretion, and what we can say, it will provide that it will activation to the sperms. Then comes the next, that is the bulbourethral gland. It will secrete its secretion, alkaline fluid, and that will provide what we can say lubricant during the intercourse. So whenever there is a movement during the intercourse, you can see that particularly friction takes place, and that resist friction. Whose secretion resists friction during the intercourse? Let me tell you that that is the function of the bulbourethral gland, which is also known as the Cowper's gland. Now next, after the vas deferens and the ejaculatory duct. Now ejaculatory duct opens into which structure? The penis. Now what is penis? Penis, we know that it is a copulatory organ, and this copulatory organ is cylindrical in shape. Cylindrical in shape. You can see the shape is cylindrical, and it is made up of various muscles inside. Various muscles. Generally, it is there are two different kinds of muscles which are existing in a cylindrical mass-like structure. So cylindrical mass. One is dorsal structure, and one is located on the ventral. So this is an extra point that it is composed of muscles which are dorsally located and the ventrally located muscles inside the penis. Okay, then you can see that ejaculatory duct is passing through this. Now at the anterior end of penis, the structure is known as glans penis. Okay, so this is glans penis. So you can say that the terminal end of penis is called as glans penis. Remember that. Now this whole structure is penis, right? That has ejaculatory duct inside this. Okay, and this anterior portion you can see is known as glans penis, which has got a loosely fitted skin. So this glans penis has got a loosely fitted skin on this, which you can see over here. This, okay, this structure is known as penis. This portion is known as glans penis, the interior portion, which has a loosely fitted skin on this, and this loosely fitted skin we call it as foreskin. Foreskin. Remember, foreskin is loosely fitted skin. Okay, so it is this loosely fitted skin is called as foreskin. Now you can see over here is an opening called urethral orifice. So you can say that in penis there is ejaculatory duct, which is also called as urethral or urethra. Ejaculatory duct because it transports the semen, and urethra because it transports the urine. Okay, and they have an opening, this is what I have written, called urethral orifice. So this structure is a common opening for or common pathway for semen and urine. And we also know that is why only it is also called as urinogenital duct. It is also known as urinogenital duct. Okay, well, I'll explain you here. See, you can see that the sperms or the semen, the sperm will come over here. Then this secretion will make it semen. Semen will come and out, it will come out from this urethral orifice. Suppose if it is urine, then the urine is stored in this urinary bladder, it will also come out through the same opening. So we call it as urinogenital duct. So this is in short about the structure of penis and ejaculatory duct, or you can say urethral duct together. And the function of penis is insemination. Now what do you mean by insemination? Insemination is deposition of semen into the reproductive tract of a female. So you can say that insemination is, we can say secretion of semen during sexual arousal, or you can say during the intercourse. This is ideally the function of the penis. Let's have a brief idea of what is semen. Semen is a sperm that comes from the testes plus secretion of accessory glands. Okay, and this secretion of accessory gland is, you call it as seminal fluid. Seminal fluid or seminal plasma. Okay, so this is what you call it as semen. The semen pH is ideally, it is alkaline in nature. It is alkaline in nature. Further, the amount which is secreted per ejaculation, means like during one intercourse, how much amount of semen is released? The amount is 3 to 4 ml per ejaculation. The color is something like whitish sticky secretion. And this 3 to 4 ml of semen contains billions of sperms together. The numbers are numerous, many sperms are released. So this is ideally all about the semen.